Hi everyone, my name is JT Pilot, and today we'll be making another video. This time we'll be doing the 36th Jacksonville Fictional Airport date, and this is for September of 2024. So we have several brand new models in today's airport date, and we have several subscriber routes. I know a lot of you have submitted some subscriber routes, so we'll be including them in today's video. So if you want to submit your own subscriber route, use the Google form in the description below. So nonetheless, let's get started. So starting off with our first aircraft, here we have a United Boeing 757-200 and a beautiful Hurrah here California livery by NG Models. What a fantastic model. What a beautiful aircraft. So he is number one for takeoff for a flight out to San Francisco. So pretty fitting flight for that aircraft. All right. Moving on to our next aircraft, we have the Phoenix model Southwest 747-MAX 8. So I haven't seen this model in quite a while. So this aircraft has just arrived in from Columbus, and it'll be soon heading out to Phoenix. Proceeding on to our next aircraft, here we have Frontier Airbus A320neo in the Poppy Dog the Prairie tail. So that is a beautiful model there. So this aircraft has just arrived in from Houston and will be soon heading out to Dallas or Red Bull 33_11's airport. So he submitted those two subscriber routes, so he wanted me to include both of them at the same time there. So there you go. So that's a pretty cool subscriber. And yes, you can request some turns as subscriber routes, so that's pretty cool. Proceeding on to the next aircraft, we have a Japan Airlines 787-9. He'll be doing a flight out to Tokyo, Haneda. So grateful to see this aircraft back. Moving on to the next aircraft, here the JetBlue Airbus A321 in the Prism tail. This aircraft is just arriving from South Florida Airport, or Aviation 25's airport, and you'll be soon heading out to Fort Lauderdale or Boston's Aviation's airport. Proceeding on to our next aircraft, here we United Airbus A320-200. He just arrived in from Houston, and be soon making a return flight out there. Moving on to our next aircraft, here the Lufthansa 787-9. And this aircraft will be soon heading out to Frankfurt. And proceeding on to our next aircraft, here we have a Virgin Atlantic Airbus E350-900. And this aircraft is taxiing out for a flight out to Manchester. Moving on to our next aircraft, here we have the American Airbus A321 in the Medal of Honor livery. And this aircraft will be doing a flight out to Dallas-Fort Worth. So that's a beautiful model. Haven't featured it in a while. Proceeding on to the next aircraft, the Delta 737-800 with the split skimmer winglets, and he'll be doing a flight out to Minneapolis-St. Paul or Decent Aviation's airport. Moving on to the next aircraft. So moving on to the next aircraft here, the Canada Jetlines Airbus A320-200, and he'll be doing a flight. We'll say he'll be doing a flight out to Toronto Pearson today. So that's a cool flight there. Haven't featured that C model in a while. Moving on to the next aircraft, here the United 747-MAX 9 in the wonderful Continental Globe livery. And this aircraft will be doing a flight out to Washington Dulles today. So that's a really cool flight there. And what a beautiful engine model. And yeah, so moving on to our next two aircraft over here. So yeah, I'm not really going to say anything about what's going on here. So if you get the reference, you get it. So here we have the Delta Airbus A350-900. with the registration number 503 Delta November, so just keep that in mind. So this aircraft is pulling out from Terminal 3 for a flight out to Atlanta after arriving in from Tokyo Narita. So a domestic wide-body flight. That's really cool. So yeah, and Tokyo Narita is back at Jacksonville for Delta as well. So it's really great to see those routes, and yeah. And the Delta CRJ-200 is back apparently, so that's really exciting. So Delta does have one of these in their fleet right now. So yeah, I don't know what happened to backtail that one, but yeah, so here we Delta CRJ-200, and he'll be doing a flight out to Lafayette. So that's a very random Delta connection route there, but we gotta connect Louisiana to Jacksonville. So yeah, that's a cool route. And proceeding on to some more taxiing aircraft. So starting with our next aircraft, here the Southwest Florida 1 747-700. So grateful to have this Gemini still in the collection. Grateful this aircraft is still flying right now. This livery is still flying on the 700. So Florida 1 has just arrived in from Providence and will be soon heading out to Hartford. Moving on to your next aircraft, the Delta 747-900ER. So speaking of Florida, this aircraft will be doing an intra-Florida flight. So this aircraft will be heading out to Fort Lauderdale or Crimson White's airport. So Yeah, so really cool that that's subscriber run. I'm glad the intra-Florida flights are doing really well. So yeah, and yeah, don't mind the mat over here doing its thing. Yeah. Moving on to the next aircraft. This is the star of the airport, in my opinion, and which is the Delta Airbus E350-900. The Team USA livery by NG Model. So what a fantastic model! And a review of this aircraft can be found on my YouTube channel. So yeah, so overall, fantastic engine model. Besides it missing the Wi-Fi box on the back, which I neglected to see in my reviews. So yeah, but this beautiful aircraft is just rising from Paris Charles de Gaulle. You see making a return flight out there for the Olympics. So really cool that featured this aircraft. And yeah, it's interesting to see two A350s in today's airport day. But what a beautiful engine model over here. Proceeding on to the next aircraft here, the Land 787-9. So this aircraft is operating for LATAM, and he's doing a flight out to Santiago in Chile. So yeah, really cool to have this aircraft. And yes, this aircraft is still flying this livery in real life. So yeah, even after Lane and TM merged, I believe like 10 years ago. So it's been this livery for quite a while. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the Air Transat Airbus A321neo, and he's doing a flight out to Toronto. Here we have another Canadian flight over here. Here the Air Canada Express CRJ-900, and he is taxiing over to the international gates after arriving in from Ottawa. So really cool to feature this Canada regional jet. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the Alaska 747-900ER in a UNCF livery, and this aircraft will be heading out to Seattle. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the Emirates 777-200LR, and he's doing a flight out to Dubai. And moving on to the next aircraft here, the Viva Airbus A320, and he's just arrived in from Monterrey in Mexico, and be soon heading out to Guadalajara. And proceeding on to our next taxi aircraft here, the JetBlue A220-300. He's just arrived in from Buffalo, New York, and he'll be soon heading out to Boston. And alright, so starting off our next taxi aircraft here, the United Express CRJ-550. He's doing a flight out to Cleveland. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the British Airways 787-10, and he's taxiing out for a flight out to London Heathrow. Proceeding on to the next aircraft here, the Play Airbus A320neo, and he's doing a flight out to Reykjavik, Keflavik. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the Southwest 737-700 with the blended winglets in the heart livery by Panda Models. This aircraft is just riding from Birmingham in Alabama, and will be soon heading out to Chicago Midway or Boston Aviation's Airport. Yeah, shout out to him, by the way. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the KLM 777-300ER, and he's doing a flight out to Amsterdam. Moving on to the next aircraft here, the Banana Bus. Here's a Spirit Airbus A320-200 with the fin-tip winglets. This aircraft is just riding from Detroit, and will be soon heading out to Atlantic City. Moving on to the next aircraft here, another international aircraft. So here at the Gol 747-MAX 8, and he's doing a flight out to Brasilia. And our final taxi aircraft for now is the JetBlue Airbus A320-200 in the Spotlight livery. So this aircraft has just arrived in from New York John F. Kennedy or Southwest Flyer 345's airport, and we're heading out to Fort Myers or Plain and Simple's Airport. So that's it for all the taxi aircraft. And alright, so starting off with Terminal 1 and starting off the United Airlines section. So yes, I'm sure the next airport day or United section is going to be booming because I do have a few new models coming for the next video. So yeah, so starting off first United aircraft. So starting off first aircraft, I made it. The GSC looks so great over here, by the way. I just have to say that. Yeah, great job, Justin Miles, once again. So starting off first aircraft, here the United 737-800, and he's just riding in from Denver and be soon making a return flight out there. This will probably be the final time you'll see this aircraft in the Jacksonville Fictional Airport date, just because NG Models has announced the United 747-MAX 8, so I will be replacing my Gemini decimal with the NG version, just because the NG version has a better mold. Even though the Gemini mold is great, it's just this model has really bad rocket ship engines. It really just bothers me. So I'll be getting a new model to replace this aircraft, or maybe we'll still have this aircraft to feature alongside. I haven't figured that part out yet. So I will be ordering the new NG United 747 Max 8 in the standard livery and the Aviate livery. So I'll have 2 of them, so that should be enough for Jacksonville. So, yeah, so get back to this Gemini Jets model now. So this Gemini Jets United 747 Max 8 will be doing a flight out to Newark today, so that is a really cool flight there. And changing up the United routes a bit in today's video, so yeah, because United loves doing inconsistent maintenance, so we got to represent that. So, yeah. Moving on to the next aircraft, the United 747-900ER, and he will be doing a flight out to Chicago O'Hare. Moving on to the next aircraft, here we had another subscriber route. So here the United Airbus A321neo, and he will be heading out to Phoenix or Derry Marks Airport. This aircraft is just getting pushed back. So here the United 787-10, so he'll be doing some new international flights over at Jacksonville. So it's interesting how they chose to use the 787-10 on these brand new routes, but I don't really control that. So I do control that, but yeah, I really want a United 787-8 to be made in the Evo Blue livery, and hopefully one of his aircraft will be coming on real life soon, so maybe Engine Models will get on that. So yeah, 787-8 would be better for this route, but I don't have one, so let's be using the 787-10. So this aircraft has just arrived in from Zurich, so that route is back. That was featured 4 years ago on a Jacksonville update, so I'm glad that route's back. And this aircraft will be doing a flight out to Vienna and Austria. So I was just doing some Star Alliance flights to airports, Star Alliance flights to countries that don't have the airlines represent. So I don't have Austrian or Swiss in the collection yet. So we'll just be using United to represent their routes. So maybe we'll get those models at 1400. So yeah, it'd be great to get an Austrian 787-9 for the airport date. Let's just get this aircraft while we're over here. Here the Finnair Airbus A350-900. And he'll be doing a flight out to Helsinki. And alright, so moving on to some American Airlines aircraft and their partners. So, starting off first aircraft, you have an American 777-200ER, and he'll be doing a flight out to London Heathrow, so I haven't featured that in Gemini quite a while. Alright, so proceeding on to the next aircraft, you have the JetBlue Airbus A321neo, and he will be doing a flight out to San Juan in Puerto Rico. We have a brand new model over here. So here the beautiful Gemini Jets Alaska 747-Max 8. So what a beautiful Gemini Jets model, and grateful I can include in today's video. So a review for this aircraft can also be found on my YouTube channel. It's great that I finally have a regular livery Alaska Max aircraft. So it's really great to see. So this aircraft will be doing the flight out to, well, I already did Seattle earlier, so we'll do Portland, Oregon for him. Moving on to the next aircraft, we have a series of American 747-800. So NG has just announced an American 747-Max 8, so hopefully that'll be joining the lineup next month. So here is the American 747-800 by NG Models with the regular gray winglets. So this aircraft will be doing the flight out to Chicago O'Hare today. Then we have our next American aircraft, here American 747-800 with the winglet logos, and he will be doing the flight out to Philadelphia or Aviation 12's airport. So these are some beautiful American models over here, and such a great lineup over here. Lots of fantastic models. Moving on to the next aircraft, you have the Gemini Jets American A319, and he's doing the flight out to Phoenix today. And our final American aircraft in today's video is not our final one, we actually got one more after this. Our final American aircraft over at Terminal 1 is this American Eagle CRJ-900, and he will be doing the flight out to Washington National. So that is it for Terminal 1. And alright, so moving on to some taxiing aircraft between the terminals. So here with the American Eagle and Brett Ear J175, and he'll be doing the flight out to New York LaGuardia. Alright, moving on to the next aircraft, the JetBlue Airbus A320 with the Spotlight tail. He's just arrived in from Los Angeles, and he'll be soon making a return flight out there. And then we'll also say this aircraft will be heading out to Ponce in Puerto Rico or BGRM's airports. That's really cool flight there. So, yeah. Moving on to the next flight. Next flight. So here the Southwest 747-800. And we'll say this aircraft has just arrived in from Houston Hobby, and he'll be soon heading out to, we'll send him out to Oakland. And proceeding on over to Terminal 2. So we got one brand new model over here, and you can see that in the background. So let's get started. So getting started off here, a Southwest 747-800. So we have another one. And this aircraft is just arrived in from Baltimore and be seen heading out to Austin in Texas. Moving on to your next aircraft, you have the brand new NG Models California 1 747 So what a fantastic NG model. Grateful I can use in today's airport dates. So California 1, we'll say he's riding in from Ontario and be soon heading out to San Diego. Moving on to your next aircraft, you have the NG Models Southwest 747 MAX 8. And this aircraft is just riding in from Atlanta and be soon heading out to Kansas City. Moving on to your next aircraft, here the Southwest 747 with these split skimmer winglets. And this aircraft has just arrived in from Albuquerque and be soon heading out to Reno today. So there's just some cool Southwest destinations. Moving on to your next aircraft, which is Maryland 1. So Maryland 1 has made a return. This aircraft was supposed to be retired a few months ago, but it still hasn't. So we're going to keep on featuring it over at Jacksonville. So this beautiful aircraft has just arrived in from Milwaukee and be soon heading out to Little Rock. And proceeding on to our final Southwest aircraft in today's video, here we have another Southwest 747 but this time this aircraft has just arrived in from Norfolk in Virginia, or my home airport, and you'll be soon heading out to Des Moines. Moving on to some more low-cost airlines. So here is Spirit Airbus A320neo. He just arrived in from Myrtle Beach, and be soon heading out to Austin. Moving on to your next Spirit aircraft, here is Spirit Airbus A321neo. He's just arrived in from Chicago O'Hare, and be soon heading out to Baltimore. Moving on to your next aircraft, the Sun Country 747-800, and he'll be doing the flight out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Moving on to your next aircraft, the Allegiant Airbus A319-100, and he'll be doing the flight out to Harrisburg today after arriving in from Hagerstown. So those are some really cool Allegiant destinations. Moving on to your next aircraft, the Breeze Airbus A220-300, and he'll be also doing some new routes. So he's traveling from Mobile in Alabama, and he'll be soon heading out to Charleston in West Virginia. And our final low-cost airline over at Terminal 2 is Frontier Airlines. So this Frontier A321neo in the tropical Great White Shark Tail has just arrived in from Denver and be soon heading out to Cancun. So really cool to have the Cancun service. So that is it for Terminal 2. And moving on to some more taxi aircraft between the terminals. So between Terminals 2 and Terminal 3. So starting with the first aircraft, you have the Delta A220-300, and you'll be soon heading out to New York LaGuardia. Moving on to the next aircraft, you have the Allegiant Airbus A320-200, and he's just arrived in from Peoria and be soon heading out to Allentown in Pennsylvania. And our final taxi aircraft between the terminals here, the Delta CRJ-900, and he'll be heading out to Cincinnati. And proceeding on over to Terminal 3 in the Delta section. So we have one brand new model over at the Delta Airlines section, so you'll have to wait to see what that aircraft is. So starting with first aircraft, you have the Delta Connection Bright Air J175, and you'll be heading out to Raleigh, Durham. Here we have the Delta Airbus A320-200, and he'll be doing the flight out to Boston today. Moving on to the next aircraft, you have the Delta Airbus A321, and he'll be doing the flight out to Detroit today. So you look at all that GSC over here, it looks fantastic. We have a subscriber over for this aircraft. So this Delta Airbus A321neo has just arrived in from Las Vegas or Boston Aviation's airport, and he'll be soon heading out to Grand Eagle International Airport or 140 Airport, Spotters Airport. So those are some great subscribers over here. Shout out to those guys. Moving on to your next aircraft, you have the Delta 757-200 in the Gen 1 configuration, and you'll be soon heading out to New York John F. Kennedy. Our next Delta aircraft over here is another new model. Here, the Aviation 400 Delta Airbus A330-900neo. So what a fantastic Aviation 400 model. And grateful to finally have this model. So this aircraft has just arrived in, we'll say he's just arrived in from Amsterdam, and he'll be soon making a return flight out. And alright, so moving on to our next aircraft, so moving on to some SkyTeam Airlines. So starting with first aircraft, the ITA Airways Airbus A350-900, and he'll be doing a flight out to Rome Fiumicino. Moving on to your next aircraft, it is SES Airbus A350-900, and yes, SES has moved over to Terminal 3, and just because they have moved over to the SkyTeam Alliance, so they have joined the likes of Delta, IT Airways, Aeromexico, and other SkyTeam Airlines, all at Terminal 3 now. So that's really exciting. So it's weird to see SES over at this section of the airport, but they have moved gates, so their passengers can connect with Delta in an easy way through Jacksonville. So that's really exciting to see. So this SES A350 will be heading out to Copenhagen. Moving on to our next aircraft, the North 787-9. It'll be heading out to Oslo today. Moving on to our next aircraft, this beautiful Cayman Airways 747 MAX 8 is getting pushed back for a flight out to Grand Cayman, or Georgetown, whatever you want to call it. Moving on to our next aircraft, the Avianca Airbus A320-200, and he'll be heading out to Bogota. And our final aircraft over at Terminal 3 is the Air Canada Rouge Airbus A321, and he'll be doing the flight out to Montreal. And moving on to our last few taxi aircraft, here the WestJet Cargo 747-800. Yes, I got this model for NGCRP program. So the reason why I purchased this model is just because I saw this aircraft over at Bermuda last summer. So yes, so this aircraft will be heading out to Bermuda, so he's transporting some packages from Jacksonville to Bermuda. And plus that aircraft has a beautiful livery on it. Moving on to our next taxi aircraft here to Icelandair 747 MAX 9. He will be heading out to Reykjavik, Keflavik. And the final aircraft in today's airport day is the WestJet 747-800. And he will be doing the flight out to Calgary or EQ Plains Airport. And alright folks, so this concludes today's airport date. So once again, this was the 36th Jacksonville Fictional Airport update. This is for September of 2024. So yeah, that's it for today's video. So overall, what a fantastic airport day today. I got to feature a lot of new subscriber routes. We got to feature several new model aircraft and some real life events with that right there. In case you guys didn't catch on to that, that was referring to the Delta Atlanta ground incident there. So that's why I included that in today's video. And I'm more evading you guys calling that. So yeah, and also included there's 5 new models. And yeah, so overall Jacksonville is booming. So yeah, so Jacksonville is booming right now, and yeah, it's booming right now. We got a lot of new airlines, new routes. Next airport day, you should expect some new entry models. I do have several of those on order, and then one new Gemini jet model. So yeah, that's what they expect in October. I also expect some more routes. So that's really it for today's video. So I'm JT Pilot, and I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video, and have a wonderful day. Bye.